Hello, good morning. It's High Priestess Jamila. Right, happy Monday to you guys. So, when it comes to magic and working magic and being a witch, there are a lot of people that are very skeptical. I think that even after this testimonial, those of you that don't believe in the craft, you probably still won't. But I wanted to have a conversation with one of my clients that I have had, long-term client that has gotten quite a few workings done. From me, I have been supporting her on her journey for a while now, and she wants to come on here and she wants to just talk about her experience with me. And um, so I'm gonna get her the link real quick so she can, because I don't think she's ever used StreamYard before. So if we have a few technical difficulties, then just please be patient while we work through this. All right. Okay. Let me send her this link. All right. Okay, so just some of the workings that I've done for her. I have done a reversal, which um, I've done breakup work for her, but mainly it was reversal work. Um, she got my love domination working. She got reunion working. She's had and she's had bindings. So I've had to work with her on quite a few things, and so she'll tell you when she comes on here. Um, I've worked with her on like um, preventing and stopping mind control. I did quite a bit of work on her man, okay, the love of her life, her soulmate, okay. And so she's going to come on here. If when you guys come in, make sure that you hit the thumbs up. I appreciate that. And we just gonna call to Saint Michael for protection and guidance and clarity. I know that on these YouTube streets, it's mean on these YouTube streets, okay? But I am a just to kind of go into my background. I am a authentic witch by blood. I do practice a lot of elemental magic. So a lot of people will ask me, well, what type do you practice? I've actually had people ask me that, and I don't really know how to answer that. The only thing that I can say is that it's good old fashioned witchcraft. Um, I guess you could say elemental witchcraft. I don't even, when people say that, I don't know how to answer. Maybe it's because I don't necessarily, I'm not practicing Ifa or Santeria or anything like that. I think that that's what people are typically looking for when they ask that question. Okay. And no, I just tell them it's good old fashioned witchcraft. I do work with um, some deities, you know, um, but I just kind of do what I feel works. Oh, that's what that's what I can say. I can say that I am eclectic. Okay. I'm an eclectic witch, meaning that I do pretty much what works. Okay. Let me text her and see if it's probably going to take her a couple of minutes to click on the link. So I hope that you guys enjoy this, give you guys some encouragement. especially for those who are either thinking about getting work done from me and or either those that already have. Okay. You may be waiting for something complicated to manifest or something, perhaps. Most of my clients, though, like pretty much all of my clients, believe in what I do. So, I don't, but it is still good to have a positive. So I want y'all to send good vibes to my client because she's bringing a lot of positivity today, a lot of hope to people. Okay. Because, a lot of the times people, you will have certain things in your life, and you will literally I see people give up. I see people give up. So when you hire a witch such as myself, it does bring a new hope to your life, a new perspective. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, let me see where she is at. Just gonna check on her real quick. Like I said, she's never used StreamYard. She don't know about StreamYard. So yeah, she's probably setting up her StreamYard right now. So I was what brought all this on today? This was really random. She had called me, I think it was the day that I put up her testimonial, was the day that I spoke to her. And she was telling me because there was some things that were going on. And I had done an ammonia jar for her and that day. And then also she was amongst one of the people that, when I was doing the client boosters, I had boosted her work. And so she was actually calling me this morning. She was going to leave a voicemail testimonial on the ammonia jar, actually. And so she'll tell you about it whenever she gets set up and everything, because it probably takes a minute for her to get set up with StreamYard. So just give it a few minutes and she should be here. I hope everybody is doing well. Let me see here. If you don't mind hitting the thumbs up, goodness gracious, how many people are here for witchcraft? Thank you for the thumbs up. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Okay. All right. Let's y'all Jacob down there playing that little boy. Feel free to chat, but do not be rude to my guest. If you are rude to my guests in the chat room, this is a client. Do not be rude to my guests, please and thank you. For all y'all trolly trolls out there. Honestly, I'm still astonished as to how many trolls and that I honestly don't know how that happened. I don't know where all the hate comes from. The only thing that I can say is that if you are a potential client or if you are a client, I tell my clients to just ignore them for real because they need to get some business. That's what they need to do. They need to get some business. Okay. And get some business. Oh goodness. Okay, hopefully she will be here. Let me hopefully she'll be here soon. Let me try to think about what I can talk about. So I really like to let my clients know what I'm doing. And a lot of the times when it comes to whatever it is that you're using, whether or not it's dirt, whether or not it's graveyard dirt, whether or not it's black salt, whether or not it's candles, oils, because I've actually had students to where they've done spells and they felt like it either didn't work or it didn't work the way that they wanted it to. And so when it comes to my students, it's you know, and so a lot of people kind of don't agree with learning, like actually being able to teach somebody the craft. And I think that once a person learns the basics of it, when you are able to connect to spirit and when you're able to connect to the spirit of whatever the situation is, it's all about connecting with the spirit of the situation. See, when I talk about things like that, it is because I'm a medium. I see spirits, I communicate with spirits. And when you're able to connect with the energy, because I'm also an empath, then that's when you can start to make spells and your rituals and your intents work. And then also another thing that it has to deal with is your intent. So it's not something that you can learn like riding a bike or something, or like and even when you're learning the tarot, um sometimes it's let me close my door because Jacob's down there partying. I'm gonna give me some coffee too, y'all, while we wait for her. And if you have any questions, you can feel free to post them in the chat room. I think she may be having problems with StreamYard or something. Oh, this is what I can talk about. So I'll talk about some of the many workings that I offer. First of all, I offer cleanses. Cleanses are good for clearing out negative karma, for clearing out, past, issues in the past. My cleanses are considered to be road openers as well. So, cleanses can be road openers, but I do offer, more complicated road openers because, being stuck, being blocked can be a serious thing. That can really, really be serious. So, I also offer curse reversals, hex removals. Okay, and that includes generational curse removals, reversals. Um, I do offer money work. I offer love work. She's actually a love work client. Okay. I did a love domination for her, and I also did some workings to clear out some mind control that was on her man. Um, and then there was also another woman. Okay, we'll see if she gets into that, during this testimonial. Not gonna make her talk about things if she don't feel comfortable talking about it, but I'll let her take the floor. Um, it's pretty much. I mean, I offer enemy bindings. I do offer court case work. I have a very high successful rate on my court case working since I started my company or started offering workings for people. I have had 100% success. In fact, I've managed to save people's professional licenses, quite a few times. Quite a few times, I've been able to save people professional licenses and stuff. Okay. Um, okay. So upstairs. Okay. The little boy out there. All right, y'all. Give me a second. Let me check on her. See where she at in the process. Oh yeah, yeah. It's raining this morning. We having a rainy Monday. I don't know if she can't get StreamYard figured out. I'll probably just have to call her and have her do it by phone. I think y'all should still be able to hear her. We have to do it by phone. What is he playing? Is he playing a game down there? All right, hold on, y'all. Hold on, let me try to call her real quick. One moment. Okay, yeah, I'm back. Sorry for the wait. Here she goes. Okay. Hello, client J.
Hello.
Hi,
Can you hear me
great. I
okay?
can hear you perfectly. How are you today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. A whole lot better than before.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Let's get into it, okay? Because I had forgotten that I had to do a breakup. So tell your I just want you to tell your story from start to finish, okay?
Okay.
As far as and you know what? Also, what I think people would like to hear is how you heard about me and what made you contact me and what led you, just your story. Because, I think people are interested in stuff like that, okay? But just don't tell your personal identifying information, okay?
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Well,
cool.
I think it started about a year or two ago. I've been following you, been watching your channel, and basically, I have been following you as far as I kept seeing you come on YouTube and talking about different stuff, and then I was like, one thing was your appealing was your name, and
Oh, yeah.
it reminded me of me, and
Uh,
then so I was having issue with my love life, and I didn't know why and what was going on, or why was I having so many problems, that it started off as we was in love, and then all of a sudden somebody just came and swept them away and took them away from me. So I
mm-hmm.
started looking online trying to find something. Why is this happening? What is going on? You know what I mean? And I didn't know nothing about too much. I wasn't too much into witchcraft or nothing like that, but I knew that it was real. And so I
Right.
decided to reach out, to you one
Yeah.
day, and
Get
and then you explained everything to me. What was, you did a reading, and then you explained to me what everything was going on, and
mm-hmm.
um and then we did our first session, and then I noticed a change, you know
Mm-hmm.
into him, you know and
Mm-hmm.
uh and so
You mean as far as our reading after our first reading?
yeah, first I did a reading with you a long time ago, in when it first happened, and you said something about, be honest, you said that he was over me at that time. And
Yeah. Yeah, but see,
yeah,
get into what was going on because we've been in a spiritual war over him,
right,
right?
right.
Yeah, and as far as you had when y'all had broke up, whatever was done to you actually made you sick. You don't have to get into detail about that, but it actually really turned your life upside down.
Exactly. It did. I got, right after then I got real sick, and
Mhm.
I mean, we started having problems. We never stopped talking, but it was like an ongoing war, spiritual war,
Yeah.
like you said, like a battle. And some reason I didn't want to let go, because and I felt like he didn't want to let me go neither, but it was always something in between us, like
Mhm.
the enemy was trying to keep us apart or something. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And then I didn't know and understand that this stuff was that real, that people, as to could control somebody mind like that, manipulate it.
Yeah, and somebody had done a breakup working.
Yeah,
They
that's
had
what.
done some destruction
Hmm.
magic on you,
I
and
think they was trying to do like a destroy, like um, like kill me, like
yeah,
get me totally out the picture.
yeah, yeah, which is God.
And
That
yeah,
that's not love, okay?
mm, But
It was.
when you came in the picture and you guide me and you was
Hmm.
doing some of the, the workings for me, I start to see the difference. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I can tell when, sh- on the other hand, when the other person will be trying to manipulate their way back. Cause they'll
Hmm.
go up and down, up and down. Then every time I contact you, you'll get it straightened out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And and it would immediately I would see the difference in him.
Hmm.
Mhm. And that's when I
My
realized how
echoing.
real this is. How, because as soon as you do any of your work for me, uh, it will change his attitude. Like whatever the person, I don't want to say no name, when she throw her work out there, he be acting all hateful toward me and mean, and he like he
Hmm.
can't stand in to be in my present in my room. And then as soon as I come to you for work, and you do whatever you need to do to help me, his whole attitudes change back to
Right.
sweet person, kind, and everything like that. And I just like, wow, I'm so grateful, to have you in my life,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, let's get into the specific work that I did for you.
Sure.
Just to let y'all know, I had to reverse the breakup work that was done on her and
Mm.
him, on client and him, and I
Yes,
also did a breakup working for him and that other woman.
correct.
Okay. At the same time, I did a love domination jar. And see, the reason why that love domination jar was needed was because somebody had done like a breakup hoodoo work on
R-
y'all. It was,
Right.
yeah, yeah. And so the love domination jar, what it will do is it counteracts that.
Yes,
And,
yes, yes.
and and so that's why I had done that, because it's not something that it's, a jar is different from just a candle.
Mm-hmm.
So I had done that to counteract that, because whoever was doing the work just kept sending it, whatever it was kind of, it was causing him to be, one minute he in love, next minute he irritated. And
Yes.
so talk about kind of what you felt like as far as what that other woman was doing, because and why it was necessary for us to do the anti-mind control jar, because she had
She
okay.
had him like she was what I got out of it, she had him like almost like a slave. She was
Mhm.
like she wanted someone to take care of her. You know what? Like
Mhm.
like I don't think she can really keep a relationship from what I seen. But
Yeah.
she was being dominating over him, and that's not normal because he normally like to be the dominator. But she was dominating him, and and want all his money or whatever. You know what I'm
She
saying? She
used
didn't.
black magic love work on him, is basically what is it, because it just wasn't meant for them to be together.
No, and we had been
And it
separated. They had been together for like 4 years. But
uh-huh.
what she did not know is that she thought she had got me out the picture, but I was never really out of the picture, and that's because me and you've been working on it in the background.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
mean, when I came to you, I know it been about 2 years ago,
Yep.
and
Well,
but
we did your breakup work, all that work. Remember, I started March, February of
huh,
this year, was it?
yeah,
Or was it last year? I don't.
it was last year. It went
Okay.
all yeah, last year all the way up to this, but because you told me it was gonna be time, taking, it took a little time, and now
Yeah.
that he's back. But
Yeah.
it started
Wait.
last year when I started really reaching out to you and talking to you. I had been watching you for
Uh-huh.
a while.
Where was y'all relationship at before I started working? And when did you start seeing the difference? Like, as far as, because I know that you said that you would get you, because you always get immediate results. But as far as like with Like, because you knew exactly when I was doing the breakup work, you knew when I did the reversal work,
Yes. As
and the love work. Like, as far as the timing, like where were y'all at? Just if you could tell us about that.
um to my when did I see the start seeing the actual results?
Well,
I
when you had
mean,
contacted me, I remember our consultation,
uh-huh.
and I would like as far as like where he was, like how he was acting, how he was making you feel,
Oh, like
because
he
you were, it was so much what we were both picking up on is that she had so much at that time, she had so much control of him that you would just feel like real negative around him. Like you could feel that energy.
exactly. Every time I know when she's involved, he gets real, real negative. And he's
Mhm.
not that type of person. I know he not. He's a good hearted person. But he was so angry toward me. At the same time, we had a bond though. But he
Mhm.
would be so she had him so mind controlled that he couldn't stand to be in my presence sometimes, not that long. He'd come and go, come real quick and
Mhm.
go. And he was like, I I can't stay, and all that. He would run. He had like he was scared. He had like somebody was watching him all the time.
Mhm. Mhm.
He felt like he was being watched. If we go out somewhere, if he come take me somewhere, he always felt like he was being watched or something like that. And
Yeah, well, he was probably paranoid because at the time he was with her, but he was still seeing you, and he was probably paranoid about getting caught too.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But it was very, the energy was very heavy at that time, because I remember, because I would pick up on it and you would call me and be like, "Boy, we went through it. You be like, he's what's wrong with him? And I'm mad. I'm saying, Jamila, I'm so ready to let him go.
No, exactly.
I
Yeah. Whew.
Yeah,
And then when you did your work, and I know you done did a domination job for me, and I know you did the breakup, but that kind of took time, the breakup. But each time when you did the working, his attitude changed. He get more
mhm,
relaxed. He get more calm, and
yeah.
more, especially when you put her in her place or whatever you did. I know one time you put her in a jar. You did something. I can't remember which one that was, but it looked like whatever mind control she have over him, it goes away.
I did I oh, you talking about the anti-mind control jar that I did.
He,
Yeah. I
yeah,
I had to do that because a part, a part of the type of love magic that she did, he was like being controlled and puppeteered. He was.
yes, uh-huh,
And that's actually why I created it, because I was like, it wasn't just for your case. I just noticed people in general are like under mind control.
correct. Yes, I agree
Yeah,
with you.
I noticed that.
Hmm. And
And go ahead.
that's what I was feeling for him, like he was being controlled, like, that's what I got from him, like when he came around me, that he was being controlled no matter what we did or how we try to enjoy ourselves, a friend or whatever. It's like she knew it, and she had control over him. And I would try
hmm
to tell him and tell him and talk. He was not hearing what I had to
And
say.
he was stressed
No,
out. He was very
he,
stressed out. He had a
mhm.
lot of headaches.
Yes,
He was
yes, I
dizzy. He
forgot.
was sick.
He had
And
headaches.
I would get pissed off at her because you know, like it was coming from her. It wasn't like it was
Natural,
a
nothing
lot of
else.
different people. Like this was coming from this one person. And the reason why he kept going back to you is because he was resisting it. All that work that she was trying to put on him, he was resisting it.
Hmm.
and it was making him sick. He would get sick with her, but then come to you and he would heal himself. And that was even before you came to me.
Right. Okay.
So he kept coming back to you to get support.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't even have kids together, did they?
No, She just
Mm-mm.
pop up. She just pop up in the picture some kind of way. Like, he told me. I asked her how did he get with her. What was made. He said at first he didn't like her for some reason, but then all of a sudden when he did talk to her on the phone, some some change. You know, like some just and I figured she did some type of work because she talked to me before. She knew about me. She knew about
You
me.
spoke to her. Let's talk about that. You actually spoke to this chick. And that's why I was telling my audience, I believe that there are some people that have natural influences and stuff.
Yes,
And you said she had given you the evil eye, her and her mama.
right on FaceTime. We were FaceTime,
Mm,
and when I first found out about her, uh, I was telling him. He told me he, of course, he lied. Oh, it's a game. It's just my game. And one day I was sitting by him by his phone. You know how a person have their phone in their hand, and her face popped up. And that's like, who is that? And then he was like, oh, just somebody from the game, okay. And so
yeah,
found she kept calling and I kept noticing him would be whispering and stuff like that. While I'm sitting there, she would be calling him and or he going out the room and talking to her or something. So I think one
yeah,
day she did how that was. Oh, we could I connected with her on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? And so she and I was as when we was connecting, I was telling her, who is you? And then I was like, I'm his woman, like that. And then she was like, he told me he ain't had no woman and all that. And I was like, well, am his woman. Me and his daughter was right there. And I
yeah.
said,
Because you're a part of his life. You've met his kids. His daughter has been to your house, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I basically raised her from she was 9 years old. He put us, when we got together, we connected. It was just like an enemy just wanted to come and tear it apart. And everybody was all jealous of our relationship and stuff. His
yeah.
friends,
Y'all had jealousy out, not just from her. It was
people,
y'all
yeah,
was catching heat from a lot of different people was jealous of y'all relationship. Yeah,
exactly. And so when then finally when we FaceTime each other, some reason she had a mom when she FaceTime me. She had a mom sitting right there with her, so they were just holding the phone, staring at me on the FaceTime. Well, we wasn't saying nothing to each other, and I was just looking at the phone, and her and her mom was just looking at me on FaceTime, and I say about 20, 30 minutes, and then she just hung up, and then blocked me, like that,
wow,
just like that,
yeah, wow.
and then. And then I knew then, because the way they was staring at me, because I'm a black girl, I said
Uh-huh.
they finna I felt it in my heart she was finna do something. Cause you could see
Mm-hmm.
the evilness all over
Yeah,
her. And I could
yeah.
see it. And then ever since then, I said about I didn't hear nothing from her for about 30 days or something like that. And next thing I know, he started acting different toward me. He couldn't stand to be in my presence. We was arguing
Mm-hmm.
and fighting. He everything I did it was wrong in his eyes. He didn't. It was just
Yeah, but he
weird.
was still attached to you at that time. It was like y'all were still
Yeah,
together, only it was misery.
yeah, right, correct, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then next
You
thing I know, he admit that he just left me, and that broke my heart. Like, Oh, I almost wanted to die when I found out that they moved in together. Cause me and him supposed been looking for a house together. Cause I had at the time I had his daughter staying with me,
Mm-hmm.
but we were always supposed to be getting more room. Cause I only had one room, and
Mm-hmm.
so he flipped the script on me, and he ended up moving in the house with her and then throwing it in my face like saying little harsh things to me like you need to pay your rent and
Oh,
all that kind of stuff, bragging like he did something so great with her and stuff like that. And even then I was trying to tell him, I said, that woman got a spell on you, and he wasn't trying to hear. He was laughing at me. He would laugh at me and stuff. 'Cause every time I tried to tell him that woman, that ain't something wrong with her. She got a spell on you or something.
right.
Can't you see it? And he would just thought it was. He would mark me about it and just laugh about it. Like you
Well,
crazy
that's what
girl.
they, yeah, that men, they try to be in denial about it. They do. And
Mm,
I actually I think it's a good thing when they don't know too much about it, because then sometimes they can become corrupt in that power and become very manipulative.
yeah.
But most of the time when they don't know about it, they will laugh it off, but it is very real, because why all of a sudden he acting funny towards you and being evil and hateful, knowing that you in love
Mm,
with him, and and it didn't feel right. It didn't feel right, and you actually had gotten sick because of that.
yeah,
But
I
it
got
wasn't
real
just
sick.
that, it
Hmm.
was the energy from that breakup work. Because just to let y'all know, there are some people, when they do breakup work, they make it as negative as possible.
Hmm.
Okay. They put a bunch of negative energies, a bunch of negative spirits to make them fight like cats and dogs. I mean, there's actually spell work that I know about that, I never done it before,
Hmm.
but it's like where they take cat hair and dog hair and make them fight like cats and dogs. And to me, as a practitioner, all of
Hmm.
that is not necessary. It's not, because it was very destructive energy.
Exactly. And then the other thing, Jamila, too, I didn't tell you. I don't know if I mentioned it to you. I had went tried to get help prior to you, right? And too
Hmm.
many people uh wouldn't stick around to help me. You know what I mean? You was the
Yeah,
only one. I remember telling
you
you,
had actually went to another spiritualist and they went
yeah,
all off somewhere. They couldn't handle it.
exactly. I think you told me you weren't gonna leave. Don't worry. I didn't have to worry about you just leaving me, out there like that.
Well,
Cause they,
I'm used to dealing with, not living with, but I'm used to dealing with negativity.
right, and
Yeah. That,
I
and yeah, it wasn't nothing to me, but it did cause some pretty drastic health
hmm.
problems manifested with that.
Hmm.
And I didn't just do a reversal candle. I actually did a reversal jar
Hmm.
on that, because it just was it was literally like he was tearing you down. He had become toxic and negative because of that dark magic that was done.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was so I did a breakup on the two of them,
Right.
and I actually used blood magic on that. Okay, because I'm gonna, while I'm talking to you, I'm gonna pull up my records,
Okay.
because I could have swore that was I could have swore that I start on that work last January, February, March.
The breakup. I can't exactly remember, but
I'm gonna look it up right now. Should have wrote down the dates, but so I did do breakup work on them, but I don't use a bunch of negativity and
hmm.
all that stuff. I did a a back to back separation
Mhm.
Of course, I use candles, but I also did back-to-back skulls. So
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, I forgot about that part.
yeah. And but I don't put a bunch of like that.
Hello.
And if you're one of my Etsy people, no, because you didn't. Okay, because I had just gotten my. Okay, I think that. Hold on, because I'm trying to look at your payment history to get the dates and stuff.
Mhm.
Okay, so you were making your payments by Cash App.
Right, correct. PayPal. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, because I can see here. Hold on. Okay, this is going back to December. Huh.
Mhm.
I'm trying to find. I wonder if you ever paid through Etsy.
Etsy.
Do
I
you
think I
remember?
I remember in the beginning. That's how. Yeah, a long time ago.
Okay, so that was when I still had Etsy then. Okay, let me look up those
Yeah.
records
Yes.
then. I'm trying to think of which one. Okay, yeah, that was Gmail. That was my Gmail. Okay. Because I want to look at dates as far as like how long it took everything to manifest is why I'm doing that.
Mhm.
Okay, give me one more minute here. Let me look this up. Because I don't think we started on it at the beginning of the year last year.
Mhm.
I think it was at the end of the year. You say, would it be fair to say that from the time that I began working on it, it took a little, well, it's not like y'all are you there? Uh-oh. Oops, she got knocked off. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. I didn't realize you had gotten knocked off. Um, would you say that it took
Something going on
like
with your
because
mic?
it wasn't like the two of you were just completely separated. Like y'all, he still was coming to see you. You still was a part of his life, and it took about a year to
Mhm.
get him back because they're now living together. So it took probably a little under a year. Can you hear me? You haven't, Jay, you having audio problems? I think she's having audio problems, y'all. You there?
Mm. Hello?
Oh, okay.
Something wrong?
You said something's wrong. Is this something going on with your StreamYard? Hello? Uh-oh, I think we lost her. Hold on a minute. You there, Jay? Hold on. Okay, there she is. She's backstage.
It sound funny.
All right. Can you hear me now? Can you hear
Can you
me?
go, Jamila? Something wrong with the mic? I cannot understand what you're saying.
You can't hear me?
Let me see.
Hold on. I'm gonna text you. Give me a second. All right, hold on. We're about to wrap this up, but give me a second. Hold on. I think that we need to wrap this up. What- Why did my camera open up? What the freaking heck? All right, hold on. I'm gonna reopen my StreamYard real quick. Hold on. Okay, hopefully
Hmm.
that's, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, I had to reopen my StreamYard. Oh,
Okay.
take your picture down. Unless you want them to
Okay.
see you, take your picture down. Shit.
Okay.
So what you want to do is go out and blip
Uh-huh.
out the thing, unless you want them to see all your beauty, girl.
It is a beautiful picture. Okay.
Hmm. They
Let me
done
see.
seen
Go
you
up.
now, but you know.
Mm. Well, it can stay. I don't-
Okay,
I'm
okay.
fine. I'm fine. I'm fine with that. I don't be
All
on
right, all right.
YouTube
I'll
like
let
that.
you go ahead and flouse. Okay, I'll let you go
Mhm.
ahead and flouse. So, what were we talking about? I'm still trying to find the your payment record
Mhm.
so that I can figure out these dates of how long it took everything to
Mhm.
manifest is what I'm looking up right now. And that's when we had started having audio problems.
Right.
And for
I
some reason, girl, it's like I done drew a blank. But I believe that we started working on him probably around October of
mm,
last year.
right. And that was around his birthday.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I
And
believe that's when that was because for some reason I am not able to find like huh. Okay. What
I
what
do
what I
re-
wanted to uh-huh. It didn't I don't think it took that long though. I think that it took about the time frame that you know what I'm saying? It took a decent amount of time. You know what I'm saying?
yes,
So where are y'all at now and what happened recently because you guys had actually ended up moving he ended up moving in with you
exactly.
and this was last month, right? This was in November. So
In
talk about
November.
that and as far as why you had gotten in contact with me and everything, and I'm gonna look up the dates on the back end while you talk.
Okay. So as of November 7th, he kept saying all uh for prior before that, he kept saying he need to leave, get out of there, but some kept holding him there. Like he kept thinking like he needed to see something. He kept saying that. So for months prior to November, he was always like, when I get out of here, but I need to see what's gonna happen. I need to see something. He wanted to catch her, uh, like I guess doing something. I don't know. It was something he wanted to see. I don't know what he wanted to see, but he always kept saying he needed to see something.
Yeah, it
And
was
he,
like he was in jail or something. Like he kept saying he need to get out of there. Like that's not
yeah, but he wouldn't go. No, he didn't like it being there, but he wouldn't move. He wouldn't go. And
right,
so
right.
by the time when he kept getting into it with her daughter, because the
Mm-hmm.
daughter acted like she didn't like him or something like that. And so that was the only thing that broke him away is because they was threatening to call the daughter like threatened to call the police on him or something like that. And then so November the 7th was the day of he just decided like I'm gone, I'm finna leave, and so he just jumped up and left some of his stuff. Then he went back to get it, and I told him he can come where I'm at, because I was like, just come here,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
and so he came, and then after that, when he came, I wasn't for sure that this was real myself. I'm like, really, he here, I couldn't believe it, and
Yeah, and that's something that I have to talk to my clients about because a lot of the times it will feel like it's unreal because
mm,
you've been basically traumatized because you went from y'all were moving in together to all of this, to
mm-hmm,
all of the, all of that extra stuff.
right. I've been waiting on him for like 4 years now.
Mhm.
Uh, and mine, what people don't know, let me put this out there. We had been together and talking for like 13 years,
Mhm.
and and so before this lady came in the picture and everything. It just
Yeah,
something
you had been
happened.
with him for years. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. And
And
then all of a
and
sudden she came in and she was definitely doing some she was definitely doing her mojo.
I mean, she did some mojo, all right. And I did not see it coming. Didn't know what to expect of it. And after that, when she showed up in the picture, everything went upside down for me.
Mm-hmm.
From her, me being sick, we fighting all the time, we arguing, but at the same time, we wouldn't let each other go. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't want to let him go. He didn't want to let me go. And so, but we couldn't get along. You know, because of the manipulation she had been doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And a few of his friends was also manipulating him as well.
Yes, his friend because
What's that about with these men that like I've seen so they just like if you got a female friend that want to keep you single.
right, exactly.
Yeah,
And
men go through that too. It's like they friends be trying to tell them not to be with who they with. Like I just I see that all the time in psychic readings too. It'd be like and I still don't understand that. Like it's so bizarre.
yeah, they scared that somebody gonna do better than them or something like that. Because one of the friends, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say his name, he got caught cheating and then he wanted to blame me because I was friends with his wife. And then he started. I think he was doing black magic on us too. I know because they had our pictures and scratched through it and all that. And that's how this stuff started with me too.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden she showed up and putting on, and I didn't know where it was coming from. All I know, after I knew that I was told that they wanted to get rid of me, kill me, and I started getting sick, and my body, just like it's deteriorating and stuff, and then my relationship, I was getting in all kind of car accidents. Car
Mm-hmm.
accident, I was dodging cars left to right. I kept about to get in a wreck.
Dodging bullets, huh?
Yeah, dodging bullets. All it was just weird. I mean, back to back. It was not like every other day I was about to get in the car. It was like God Himself was protecting me because it kept
Right.
feeling like, hey,
Well, God led
somebody,
you to me. That was
right?
led. All that was led by God. Absolutely.
Mm, yeah,
Because and she was getting ready to destroy him too, completely. Because
exactly.
it was his health was failing too.
Right. Because
You
that's
know what
why
I'm
you.
saying? Like all them headaches and stuff and
Yeah.
weirdness. Yeah, and that was bad energy. And so there was quite a few times where you were also being psychically attacked.
Right.
And Jay would call me and be like, "What's going on? Something's going on. Somebody's attacking me." Remember, it was quite a
Yes.
few times because we originally did talk last year, but I did find the financial records, and you actually paid for the breakup work, separation work for them to the end of January,
Yes.
yeah, of this year.
Mhm.
And it took, well, he was already talking about leaving her, but then after I did the breakup work, it made him, he was kind of like, it was basically pushing him out of there or separating them. But I didn't use negativity like to do that work. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It was just specific, very focused ending. It was like end it, just end it. And I actually did use blood magic on that too. Cause remember, I think you had been boosting the well, you had been boosting all of the work that I was doing for you. And so it
Mhm.
took 11 months or 10 months to actually, yeah.
Eventually, I think
Yeah, for them too. Yeah.
mentally, I think he had broke up with her. Physically, he had left because the reason why I say that because when he was telling me like when she want to have, he couldn't, he didn't want to touch her no more physically, and he just told me
Uh-huh.
that since he been away. You know how a person when they come to you, they start to tell you stuff, and then he was telling me how she wanted to have sex with him, and he didn't want her touching him. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like that. So
Mhm.
so mentally, he really had already broke up with her. He just hadn't left physically because he told me he said well, I started thinking. He told me I started thinking like, why the heck? What I'm waiting on? Why I'm sitting here telling me I want to see what I want to see. He said
Mhm.
he just broke loose and got up out of there.
Yeah, because he was miserable the whole time.
And
He
he
was
couldn't figure out
miserable the
why.
whole time, and like relationships are not supposed to make you miserable.
hmm He wasn't happy at all with her.
Love is supposed to set you free, not and
hmm
I mean in a sense because we did do a love domination for
hmm
you as well
Right.
though. But your love is not toxic
Right.
like hers. She was like, yeah, man, he was miserable. He would come to you to escape her misery. She was like Kathy
Exactly.
Bates or something. It was wild.
Exactly. And she wanted someone. What I got out of it, because the way her family or the way he explained it, and it was like they was looking for somebody to take care of them. Take care
Right.
of her. She cannot keep a relationship. She don't even
Right.
get
Right.
along with our own family and stuff. And so her brother was his friend,
She
and
can't
I
keep a
think he
job
put
either. That lady was cursed. And yeah, that lady
exactly.
was
She
cursed.
just
He
want
kept bringing all her negative energy. Yeah,
right,
I remember that.
yeah, and she just wanted him to bring her all the money, because he kept complaining like he didn't want to take all his money home, give it all to her and stuff like that. But she had him under so much mind control, he was taking all the money and and he wasn't even really buying himself nothing or doing nothing for himself. And then I was in the picture kind of helping him out,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
she didn't know, what I'm saying. I'm in the background. She thought she
yeah.
had full control.
Well, I don't. The thing of it is that some people that have like these curses on them, they more so look to a relationship to solve that.
Hmm
And that lady need to learn how to stand up on her own 2 feet. She do.
Exactly.
Because you shouldn't have to lose the love of your life because she don't know how to survive.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And
Um,
then she
mhm.
would break out. She would break how she would manipulate him. She would break out the crying. You know, one minute she act like she don't care about him. Once she get had control over him, bossing him around, she talked down to him, told him he wasn't gonna have nobody, he ain't gonna have nobody, he gonna be by himself. And then when she feel like she losing him, then she go to crying and be manipulating and all that kind of stuff. And
Mhm. Mhm.
he didn't know how to let it go, because I told him, I said, that is not real love. That woman got
Right. Right. Right.
something over you. That is not real love. I know you think because, oh, you putting the laying the pipe down on and all that kind of stuff, and you know, and he realized that because he said that that's all she wanted was good sex, good
Mhm.
sex.
Mhm. Mhm.
But that's all you want for me and all that. He told me that's what he told her. You know what I'm saying? Because I lay a good pipe on you and all that kind of stuff. And so I was like,
She wanted
love for
she wanted his money is what she wanted. That's what I suspect.
yeah,
Which it's okay to want a man's money. It's okay. It's just that
exactly,
it can't be my client's man. You got to go get somebody else. Okay.
exactly.
If my client want her man back, she gonna have her man back. That's just all it is to it.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. And,
That during all that time, you had doubts that it was gonna work, though, right? Because
uh,
you know what I'm saying. Did you have doubts? Because I know that you know what I'm saying. There was times when I had to keep telling you to be patient.
well, I think she was influencing on me too because that if the doubt came is because it was because she had when she in my mind, I was like, I want to fight, right? I knew this was real, but at the same time, I was like scared, like, what I'm saying? I would be like, I'm tired. I don't want to deal with this. He get, it's just too much. It was getting too overwhelming,
How
you
many
know.
times did you feel that whatever that spirit was just telling you to give up and kind of just be single? Because I've noticed that it's a tearing down because he walked away from love to go towards a situation that ultimately was not meant to be. But you, as a black woman, like how, like it, because so many black women are single, or either they have a
Hmm.
lot of like, because because I mean, he's not black, you know what I'm saying, he's Puerto
Hmm.
Rican, right?
He's Cuban.
He's Cuban, right?
Hmm.
But like, as a black woman, because it seemed like the relationships is hell. It's all
Exactly. First of all, I realized who I am, and I want to take charge of that. Like who else,
right.
eh, who I am as a black woman. You know,
You didn't want to be alone. Don't nobody want to
no,
sit around and just be alone without.
and
Yeah,
and if I let that slide, it looked like something always was gonna come and take my love life because who I am, a black woman. And so that's why I sat around like I'm fighting and I'm not finna let him go. You know how most people would give up and be like, I
they
knew,
give
you know,
up.
but
They become bitter and
yeah,
the
yeah,
wards of the state, pretty much.
right. But
Hmm.
I seen that how people manipulated people are, and trying to take a lot, and especially because of who we are, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
and they try to, because as a black person, they try to treat us less than and stuff like that, and they feel
They
like they
act
can.
like black people, like even our own people, but it's almost like this energy or this consciousness of you ain't supposed to have nobody, you ain't supposed to have love in your life, your kids ain't
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be okay, you just supposed to be lost out there, you ain't supposed to have nothing, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And so that's when I realized who I am as a black woman, and that I'm more than that, more than what I want to fight. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't easy. I knew it wasn't easy. I remember coming to you the first time when I ever asked you about it. You told me that that's over. He gone, and I was like, no way that somebody
Yeah.
would
Was
love
that
me.
was that the consultation, or was that a reading you had did?
It was a consultation the first time, but then when I came back to you the second time, uh, and that's when you did like start really working with me, you
Hmm.
know, and doing the work and putting in the work and stuff. And then that's when I seen the difference. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I knew it was something about when it first happened that he changed his whole look. He going from loving me, saying that I was the one, and then turn around to just dump me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
uh, and he had things against me. I knew I was dealing with something not unseen. How would you say that? I guess I don't know explain, but something you dealing with something that you just is not seen. Like the
Right.
enemy or
It's
something.
something, yeah. Yep.
Hmm.
It's that energy that is there. It's there. It was a spirit. It's pretty much what it
Exactly.
was because the other woman, they were happy. Y'all were happy together.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
that, and she, yeah, yep, she just decided up, I want a challenge. I want to take her man.
Exactly. And one of the reasons why, because she's another race herself. She's not Cuban. She's Honduras, I think. And
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
so she was, when I seen her and her mom staring at me, I knew they was sizing me up. They look at me and say, because other races always put us down, like it's black people and black women, or they
Yeah,
want to feel like they better than us and stuff like that. And
yeah.
so I knew and I felt it. She finna go do
She
something.
felt like she was gonna automatically be able to take that man away from you forever because you was black. You a black girl. That's it. That straight up
Exactly.
and down. Yeah.
Exactly. And as a black woman, I was determined
Right.
that she's not uh um going. When I realized that all this voodoo or magic, whatever they were doing, I was like, I gotta fight it some kind of way, and that's how I contacted you. Because I was
Mhm.
like, looking online, and I had been following you, and I was like, you kept popping up, and you kept popping up, and then I kept when one of the things was your name, Jamila, and I was like,
Mhm.
and I was like, no, I got to
Well,
talk to
and you know
her.
what I was gonna say? What I was gonna say is that us black folk, we got our struggles, but that type of situation goes on in all communities, believe it or not. I don't
Exactly,
know if it's an actual real shortage of men or if, when you find one good, no matter what race anybody is, if it's somebody that you love, it's not about his race, it's not about your race. You love him and you didn't feel
exactly,
right that he was just snatched away from you like that.
exactly. Because I felt like he was my when I met him, it was like I met my soulmate. And even though we
Mhm.
from different cultures and stuff like that, and what I mean why I felt like he was my soulmate, because when he showed up in my life, it was like I was having magic in my life for then, because it was like good luck was coming, and you know what I'm saying. Anytime he came around, my business blossom, and you know what I'm saying. And then he wanted
Mhm.
me and his daughter to be real close and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, everything just changed. Later, years had
Mhm.
passed by, and all that
Mhm.
time we was moving close together. But then when she showed up, everything just changed. And the reason why we already was dealing with people with jealous of our relationship. It was like something like this. It was like, how the enemy do not want to see when we come together, the vibration of love. You know how love is
Right.
overpowerful. The vibration of the earth go, you know what I'm saying, move
Yeah.
up. And so the
Yep.
enemy try to keep everything on a low vibration. And
Yep.
so it want if we coming together, if you meet with your match, your true love and all that, the vibration, everything around you go up. You know what I mean? And see, the
Yep.
enemy don't want that. And
Right.
that's what I
See what
really.
what it and another thing that was a part of that too, which is what we
Mm,
do when we do love reunions.
mm,
Um, it is that whatever it was had it was almost like he was taken. He was
mm,
somewhere else. He was not the same person.
exactly.
Like
It was
yeah, he had become fragmented.
it was
So
like something
and
to
that was a part of
it.
the
He was
workings. Mhm. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
it was almost like he was a zombie. You know what I'm saying? His physical was there, but his mental wasn't. the same, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying, like that. And he couldn't even explain because he was like, I'm constantly having headaches. And he was having headaches every day. And he would take pills every day. And I looked it up, and that's another reason why I kept trying to explain to him somebody doing working on it. Because one of the
Mm-hmm.
signs is when you have a lot of headaches. And
Mm-hmm.
he went to the doctor and they couldn't explain why he was having headaches. He was having headaches
Mm-hmm.
every day, every day.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, so this stuff out here is real, you know,
He
and
felt
people
like
don't
he was
realize.
losing his mind too.
Mhm. Yeah.
Cause she kind of just wanted to put a she just wanted to put a spirit on him so that he could work and help and take care of kids that didn't even belong to him.
Right. And that's
Hmm.
but if it's
She
but
got
this
older
dog,
children though, right? Her children are all older, right?
she only had one child that I know of, the daughter, and
Hmm.
but he wasn't getting along with the daughter. But some reason he was getting along. He felt like he got along. He kept telling me he get along with her, but he didn't
Right.
get along with the daughter. And he was saying if the daughter went around, they'd probably still be together. That's what he used to say. But see, I think that was
Hmm.
because of her mind control. She had him over
Yeah,
him.
she had him. She had, and this happens quite often. It basically it wasn't like a random, you know, they met and fell in love. It was all of it was masterminded by her feeling the need to validate herself by taking him away from you and doing dark workings on him. And it wasn't like you meet and it's like, you know what I'm saying? Because I seen pictures of y'all together and y'all look like y'all belong together. So it was like, I was like, I ain't about to let this go down for real. Like y'all just looked happy together, in love. You know what I'm saying? You there? So that happens sometimes, and like I always say, so for me, when I'm doing my consultations and I do a consultation with somebody, and trust me, you know what I'm saying? I'll still do work for people under these circumstances sometimes. But sometimes with some people, it's more about winning. And it's not like that. If I
I think I
detect
haven't. Can you
you
hear
haven't,
me?
okay, go out and come back in.
I cannot hear you now.
Go, hold on. Let me send you a private chat. Okay, so I'm gonna have her go out and come back in. But when I'm doing the consultations, I can pretty much feel like when I'm dealing with a situation that is what we call real love or true love. And when it is that, I will use my knowledge and my resources to do the work for the client to get things back to where they were. Because if she hadn't have never came in and did that, that other woman, like, she wouldn't have never lost her man to the woman that he was actually supposed to be with. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think about that when you decide, when you're a woman and you're pursuing a man, you know, for relationship starts out to where, you haven't like you're being very idealistic about it and it's not real love to where it's just like, okay, we belong together. You know what I'm saying? Then you do run that risk, of that happening. You know what I'm saying? And most of the time, women come to me and it's somebody that they actually really like. It's not just about, I just want to, deal with this man just to compete with this woman. And I think as a woman, you have to ask yourself, do I really want to be with this man or do I just want to compete with this woman? And a lot of women will do that. And especially with all these botanicals, girl, these women will go to these botanicals and they'll light all kind of doom candles and stuff. And it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? They don't know what they're doing.
Hmm. Exactly.
So, that for me, like, well, I don't advise people to pay for because it's not cheap. You don't want to pay that money for somebody that you really don't care about
Right.
or that
Exactly.
don't matter to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and he was, to me. I thought he was my soulmate. So I was fighting for my soulmate. I thought, at least I
Yeah, you
thought.
felt like when you lost him, you lost a part of yourself.
Hmm. And so that's what kept me going and fighting, because I was like, I felt like once the enemy stepped in trying to keep us apart, I was like, it's a reason.
So what I wanted to get into was you adjusting to getting him back. And like you said, y'all had reunited in November
Hmm.
and he moved in, which is a big step.
Exactly.
That's like a big step. Yeah. Yeah. And how are you adjusting to that? Because and then also we were gonna talk about the ammonia jar that I had to do because she's been calling him every night at 11:30. Is that about what time she been
Yeah,
calling
11,
him?
between 11:15 and 11:30 at this every night about the same time for some
Mm-hmm.
reason. But he's not answering the phone. He wasn't answering the phone because he either be asleep or something. And I was like, why is she doing that? And it was like she purposely would call around 11 something. And how
Mm-hmm.
I knew, because I kept checking the time. I checked my phone when she rang, and he wasn't aware that I looked at her name. I flipped his phone over and I see her name, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, so he don't know that I know, because he have his ringer down, off, and so she
So
had
you had
her.
called me on December the 2nd because you guys had started kind of having issues because of that because she was trying to get him back and you had contacted me and you was like, I don't feel right. You know what I'm saying? Something ain't right. Like I'm feeling negative energy. So what I had done was an ammonia jar and got her up out of there. How you been feeling since then?
A lot better.
Mm-hmm. Cause you had kind of you had felt sick, you was feeling depressed, you was feeling
I was feeling
come
suicidal,
uh-huh.
and
Uh-huh.
didn't know didn't know where all of it just happened all of a sudden. I started feeling uh really weak, tired, sick, um, and
Cause she was throwing
suicidal.
negative energy.
Uh-huh.
That's what you
I
gotta get you. I'm a get you. I think you should get like a protection jar.
hmm
So I got a bunch of stuff that I need to send to you, but oh, because didn't I tell you? I said as soon as he walk out of there and come in and move in with you, she's gonna immediately start trying to get him back, and she's gonna immediately start trying to throw negative energy to get him back.
yes, yes, you did tell me that,
So when
and
y'all had gotten back together the beginning of November, you didn't contact me until December.
right,
And you
right.
was like, okay, something's up. And we looked in the cards and we could see clearly that she was trying to, because I had gotten the Six of Pentacles. And typically when it comes to love readings with the Six of Pentacles, you could tell that she was trying to get him back. And that's why she was contacting him and trying to break him up from whoever he was with. So I had done that ammonia jar and and because you had contacted me and you was like something ain't right, and I told you, I said I'm gonna what we can do is we can boost the work that's already done. And
Right.
because the breakup jar, I still, of course I hold on to that, that always stays intact. And so I had boosted that, but then also because she was throwing negative energy at him, because every time he would talk to her, he would just feel stressed out, like he hated talking to her.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did the ammonia jar. And how quickly, like what happened after that ammonia jar? Because right after I had gotten off the phone, which I just printed out her picture and stuck her ass in there, I did a little tiny ritual, you know.
Right, exactly. Soon
Hmm.
after that, his attitude changed, and he immediately called me.
He got lubby dubby,
Yeah,
baby.
back a little
Hmm.
bit sweet, back to himself again. But
Hmm.
before then, we was hollering at each other and
Hmm.
screaming and couldn't talk, and he looking at me like he couldn't stand me, and I was like, where all this coming from? Because when he first came, we was like, uh you know how in that honeymoon stage, when he
Yeah.
first came, we was like in the honeymoon stage, we was having sex every other day, all that kind of stuff. And then I noticed that stopped. And then I started getting real sick and stuff like that. And then he started blaming my sickness on me, saying I'm trying to kill myself. And he hollering at me and stuff. We started arguing. It happened so fast. And by the
Hmm.
time I talked to you, the because I think you end up calling me or texting, checking on me, and then my mind
Hmm.
was telling me then when you checked on me, like you didn't never tell him that he's back. You know, one like you need to
She's a
tell her that.
karmic, basically, is what it is. She's a karmic, and that can be on either sides. There's
Mm,
karmic wives, and there's karmic girlfriends, and there's karmic side chicks, and she's a karmic, meaning that she is meant to just and only bring in this negativity.
mm-hmm,
So really, to be honest with you, and I have a theory about karmics, like we haven't gotten that deep into it, because if a person is your soulmate, more than likely you've connected in every lifetime. She's just like a karmic, and she's there to cause problems and war and tension and
mm-hmm.
sickness, and y'all meant. And so a lot of times karmics don't realize that, at this point you are a karmic, because what you are doing is you are trying to ruin people's peace. You are basically out of place and out of line,
Exactly.
pretty much. And I think that she tried to switch places with you and make you the karmic, and you like, well, I love him.
Exactly. She tried to take my place and make it seem like um and I literally just seen this. She was trying to make it seem like I was the bad person. I'm the one,
Hmm.
and I'm gonna tell you another thing they did. They used God a lot, Jesus a lot, and stuff like she was in
Hmm.
church
Hmm.
and all that stuff. And I was saying it was to me it was just all fake and bogus. I seen right through all that, but I couldn't
Yeah,
explain get him.
because as soon as she come in, he all healthy and y'all
Hmm.
thriving, and then she come in and everything just starts to die.
Yeah, we both like we was sick. We
She's a
both
parasite.
yeah.
That's what.
She
Yeah,
he thought to me he was over there complaining, but he didn't want to. He didn't know how to leave. He never was happy.
he wanted to
So
go. He did not want to be there. He wanted to leave,
mm,
but he couldn't because she had done work on him.
exactly.
And it's not like they was ever happy together.
No, he was not happy. He just didn't know how to leave. He kept saying that it's something he need to see. It's something he need to see. That's all he kept saying.
And Spirit told me that the sex wasn't even good.
Well, he said
They wasn't having no good sex.
he basically told me that when he came back that that's
Yeah, that's why
all.
he kept coming back to you.
he said that when he came back to me, he told me that she wanted just for his sex. You just want me to. He didn't want to touch her no more. He didn't want her to touch him no more because he was like, you just want me because I have good sex, or you just want me to F on,
Mhm.
fuck you
Mhm.
real good and stuff like that. And he wasn't approving of that.
Mhm.
You see, I didn't
Well,
know all that was
because
going on till you
because
telling me.
I mean, I think that having a good sexual connection in a relationship is good.
Hmm.
It's not necessarily required. If the with problems like that, you even said, damn, the you said yourself that the sex was good. It always was good with him, but when y'all started having problems like that, like sometimes it even be like, it kind of messes up the sexual connection.
Hmm.
And you felt
She,
that,
yeah.
while you was going through all it, because he never left you for real.
No, he never
You know.
did. And I was determined on it because I'm here to show the example that your, well, I kept thinking like, where they thought they was getting away with something, I was here, it's like something bigger than what you doing. You can't take a snatch some, how you say, you cannot take away something that supposed to be together. You think you can, but you can't. You know what I'm saying? In the end, love win. In the end, love
Mhm.
win, and real love. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? And then there's
Yeah.
people being false. You know what I'm saying? She was like having like that false love. She just
She
wanted
did
something
right.
taken.
She was trying to manufacture it because you and him
Mm,
got the best. Y'all are the best together. And when she came in, so that's how you can tell, like, a lot of the times when couples are going through that, like, sometimes the sex will be kind of like, it's that separate feeling, like we not really connecting no more, but you can always bring that back together. And
mm,
you can find what was lost, but what holds you two together is the fact that you love each other. So it don't matter, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter what,
mm, yeah,
and for her it was all about physical. It was all about, make sure my bills are paid and have sex with me. Y'all
right.
have the mental and the spiritual connection with each other. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was, and I
Mhm.
realized that, and because I didn't know what was going on in their house, but and because a lot of stuff he didn't tell me, but he told me after he came, that he was not really didn't want to sleep with her, didn't want to touch her, none
Mhm.
of that. And see, she
Mhm.
wasn't, and I knew that she wasn't his type,
Right. Right.
and and the way it went down, but he ended up,
Well,
I
he
don't
got a
know.
he got a thing for chocolate. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
understand. I have a thing for
yeah, because both of his baby
chocolate.
mamas are, black, a black woman like me.
Yep, both of the baby mama black. Yep, yep. Well, you
And
know
so I
what?
was,
I connected to him. Like, I always connect with everybody in a situation in a sense to where I can read them because I'm an empath. And I
mm,
knew what he was thinking, what he was feeling. He felt
mm,
at home with you. He felt taken care of and nurtured and loved. And
exactly.
then also he's in love with you. So he's in love with you, but he's sort of being forced to be with this other person that, like, came out of left field.
Right. And at the
Hmm.
time when it happened, Jamila, I asked him, I said, what made you want to leave? Well, do you ever, he couldn't even never answer that question because I never did
Hmm.
nothing wrong to him. You know how guys leave you because they figure like you ain't no good and you ain't, or, you ain't the woman. I ain't cheated on him or
Hmm.
nothing like that. He didn't know no reason why. He kept saying he don't know. Only thing he
How
say to,
what age did you meet your soulmate, just for statistical purposes? Because you and him don't have children together either. Y'all don't have any children together. Y'all have children by separate people. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I'm a mother.
Yeah.
Um, let me see. I was in my 30s, I think. Let
Yep.
me see, my late 30s when I
Yep.
met him. Uh, but I knew of him.
And I think she was trying to create an anchor baby too.
Yeah, I always
She was
felt
trying to
that.
get pregnant.
Yeah,
And it didn't work.
and I had met him in my I think late 30s or something like that, but I already knew. I can't explain it, but I already knew that what he was looking like before I even met him. I think.
Hmm.
Um, and I met him through my cousin, and she knew about them way before I did. But see, I was with my children's father, so I couldn't, date at that time. I heard
Hmm.
about him, so it was like, you know, I went off on another path, and he was on another path. But when we came together, when he met me, um, it was like
All kind of
he,
sparks was flying.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
It
know
was
what you're saying.
it was like all kind of sparks, and he immediately he told me like his daughter was at the time. He made sure that I got close to his daughter. He said he never trusts no other women with his daughters.
Mm.
Because he women used to want to keep his girl, and I was the only one able to keep his daughter and all that kind of stuff. And he felt like I was the one, and I felt like he was the one. You know what I'm saying? Even though we both late, you know, we
Right.
both, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, well, maybe that's where it meant to be happen sometime. You might get
Right.
out track, but universe gonna always put you right back on track. It may not come
Hmm.
out when you know what I'm saying, in this lifetime. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Next lifetime, I might see him in my next life, or he could be the woman, or I could be the man. We
That's
might
how it
be on,
happens. Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
And we,
We ain't did a we need to schedule a past life reading to see what's up with y'all in the past life too.
mm-hmm. Cause
You
that's
know what
what
I'm
it felt
saying? Because
like.
you never
He
know.
he he felt his spirit felt how you said familiar to me. All
Yeah.
the
That's
whole
how it
time.
always is. It's like I know you and I love you. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Even though he had baby mama, and I had a relationship. Even with my relationship that I had in the past, didn't I love him, but it didn't feel like this right here. What I feel with him,
Yeah.
even
Like
though,
this is it. And that's how you felt. You felt this is it. When you tell yourself that and then a lot of people get tricked. A lot of people get tricked because if you feel that this is it, then that just that's that surrender.
mm-hmm,
And it's a nightmare when
right,
anybody tries to drive a wedge. I have this other client that I wanted to talk about this. I had this other client. She been with her dude for a while, and she been a client for like 3 years, and so her story is a little bit different, a lot different. And she's still a client, but like her dude had because you're a Capricorn, he's a Pisces, right?
no, he's a Libra.
He's a Libra. Okay, yep, Capricorn
Mm-hmm,
and Libra. And so, but my other client, her and her dude are Aquariuses, and she got, her and him been through everything. And so this other woman came in and actually had a baby with him to anchor and hold on to him. And she came to me and I had went through the whole process with her because she had to go through a 9-month pregnancy because I don't do abortion or miscarriage spells and stuff. I don't do that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But um, this woman right now, my client, this other woman got a baby with him. He's not with her. He's with my client.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, some of the younger generation, what they going through, because I feel like people our age, because you about my age, ain't you? I'm 45. You might be, are you younger than me, Jay?
No, I'm 53.
Oh, okay. See, yeah. So we the same age.
Mm-hmm.
Us around our age, we are reuniting with our twin flames and soulmates. But
Exactly.
the younger generation, what they going through is they going through the same thing. But a lot of the times we see these women trying to anchor themselves to these men with these kids, and that's
Mm-hmm.
not good.
Exactly.
hmm You know, because y'all don't have any children together, and
Mm-hmm.
y'all met, kind of later on in life. I think people think that in order for it to be real love, you got to meet somebody when you in your teens or 20s, and that's totally not true.
It's
And
yeah.
so, he's been happier though, right? Like what change did you notice in him when he came back? He's been happier. He's until that negativity kicked in, her trying to get him back. What? Oh, okay. So here's what I want to know. What was the experience when he came there? Like, how was he talking about her? Because y'all, okay, she got knocked off. I don't do fake nothing. I ask my spirits to bring in the real what's supposed to be happening. So this man was totally miserable. I'm talking about like totally miserable because of that separation work that had been done. But when they would reconnect, so I want to know whenever she come back up here, I want to know like how he was at that moment. I'm pretty sure that he felt free. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like not fake free. It wasn't just him being mad. It was, now I'm finally with the person that I'm supposed to be with. You know what I'm saying? Cause see, I'm somebody that has so let me tell you, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
I deal with destructive energies all the time. And like a few of my clients, like even when they reunite, the jackass, I call them jackasses. When you have that moment of that reunion and you went through that over and over and over again, to where you would contact they would send that energy, y'all would come back together, temporarily in that moment, and then that negative energy would be sent, and then y'all mad at each other, y'all cussing each other out, and then we'll bring him back. And then he's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you know what I'm saying? But then, and what do you think is up with that? Because like clearly the happiness that he's experiencing with you is real. Like that's you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of that stuff probably was things that y'all were working through individually, but when people try to manufacture,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I don't agree with as a spiritualist.
Yes.
People want to manufacture fake love and fake hate too.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to, and I'm pretty sure that there were many, many conversations that you had with him to where you had to tell him, and it's not that you're desperate. What the hell does desperation have to do with that? I
Right.
would be desperate for the one I love too. Just like you desperate for your kids to be okay.
Yeah.
And so they will call women like us desperate, but there were probably times where you had to tell them like, wait a minute, like you, we ain't supposed to be apart like this.
Exactly. Well, I knew that it was.
when someone had to come in and manipulate and do a spell and all that kind of stuff, that ain't right. Once I was
Mhm.
thinking to myself, so you know, only reason why we going through this is because if somebody came in and manipulated his mind and all that kind of stuff to make us separate.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I said, well, since they did that, then it's not real, you know, the to break us up. So I was thinking like, well, I have a right to fight, you know what I'm saying? Since they doing
Yeah.
that, I have the right to fight, because I
Yep.
can see if it happened naturally and he left me and be with somebody. But no, she had to come in and darn near try to destroy me, kill me, get rid of me.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And then there's something in me in the spirit letting me know that this was going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me to show me how to stop it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And led me to you or whatever. Because I tried to different people, and nobody wouldn't really want to help me. They either was scared, they'll stop, and they didn't want
They
to
were
deal. You know
scared.
what?
They were
Yeah.
scared. Yeah.
And I remember when I first told you about it, you was like, don't worry, I got it. I'm not gonna run out like that. Or somehow you told me, like
Right. Right. Well, you know what? As a spiritualist, I know how to decipher truth from fiction.
right,
Like for example, and this is why I always maintain an excellent relationship with my clients is because I can't be tricked. You know what I'm
right,
saying? I'm also in one life I was a child of Loki. So I understand when it's a lying spirit and when it's a trickster spirit. So for example, like, I done had, but girl, it's a trip. Like, because I sensed and picked up on all kinds of spirits that that lady was, had attached to her, that attached to
mm-hmm.
him via the sex. And sometimes spirit will come and tell you a lot of crazy stuff, but I know how to decipher when it's a spirit meant to be there to cause tricks, the glamour
Yeah,
and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So even even in my line of work that I do, like a spirit will come up and say, you know, uh, I don't know, that spirit will speak to you and you'll know if it's telling the truth or if it's lying.
right. And
So yeah,
and
yeah,
I'm
like
not saying
it's
it wasn't no.
terrible. And go ahead, go ahead.
I been say I want to say I know for a fact it was I didn't feel like it wasn't an easy walk or task, and it can get scary. But I was like, I wasn't gonna let it defeat me. You know what I'm saying? Because it was
Hmm.
meant to be. It's meant to be. You know what I'm saying?
I knew
And
it
I.
was meant to be. That
Mhm.
because I'm gonna tell you something. Every time I would squash her like a roach in the
Mhm.
spiritual battle, every single time you would call me, and I could feel that energy of okay, he's back, and so did you experience that feeling of satisfaction like when he finally moved in with you, like okay, this is the way it's supposed to be, and it gives you that feeling and it promotes instant healing to the body.
Exactly. I was
what
happy.
was the what was it like the first couple of weeks when y'all got back together and he moved in?
Man, we was making love and happy and
See, y'all gotta understand Jamila a Capricorn. I love my cappies. These my cappuccinos here.
man, I was like I was on top of the world, like everything
Hmm.
felt like, it was just we was happy, we was communicating, and you know what I'm saying, like because it
Eating,
trust because
eating.
it trust because in his
Hmm.
mind he kept saying he didn't want to jump from one relationship to another one. But what we had going on, it was meant to be. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But he was like, he got to the point like, I ain't worried about her no more. I want to be here. You know, I'm here with you because I care about you. You know, like that. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I was happy. You know, I was getting to feel good and all of to she. I guess went to working on something else.
Right. So y'all got back together November the 2nd. Is that going to be you guys' new, do y'all have like an anniversary date, or is that going to be your anniversary date? November
It
the
was
2nd.
it's 7. It was the 7th.
The
I
7th? Okay.
made
Oh, the 7th. I don't know why I keep saying the 2nd. Yeah.
I made it my day because I kept neither.
Hey, see, y'all took what's up. I appreciate Jamila. See, I got, and you know what? Eventually, I'm going to marry y'all.
Hmm.
Eventually, because I do have the power to marry people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I I had I had made it that my day because I checked the date and I said keep that date in your mind because
Yes.
you know I won't forget that date. And that's what I did.
Yeah.
I said when I checked on it, I said November the 7th is when the day he showed back up in my day. Because that was the same day that I was giving up as well. I was giving
Yeah.
up at the day I was going to, I was like, oh, you know
Oh
what, I'm
my
through.
God. You know what? I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
tell you something. That's usually when the blessing comes in. But it's that negativity because it shouldn't have to been that hard. Like it ain't that hard. It seemed like everybody want to make everything harder on other people or either they self. Like just flow with it. Flow with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But see, that's how those blockages work. So it was meant to manifest on that day. And that's actually a lucky number. 711 or 11/7. Yeah,
Right.
those are very lucky numbers. So
Mm.
y'all relationship will be blessed for this lifetime. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And so
Mm-hmm.
when did you start to feel her negativity? Like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm sure that from the beginning, like it was in the background way somewhere, but when did she actually be able to, because she's a cancer, like me. She a cancer, and so cancers, you know what I'm saying? So when did when did trouble start to kind of bestow into y'all paradise?
uh, I didn't let it last long. Um, I felt
Okay.
it like within a couple of days. It was like soon as you called me, you text me.
Uh-huh.
I was immediately feeling it then. I said, okay, Jamila texted me. I really knew I was wrong for not contacting you back. I know I was, but I wasn't, I
No,
was
you wasn't
not,
wrong. Hey, divine timing. Everything happens
I,
for a reason.
I
You know
got,
what, guys? I'm gonna tell you something. When I have clients, like spirit, like okay, so a lot of people they think that it's about something else, but spirit will literally lead me to contact my clients.
right. And
So when I'm contacting you, that's because I'm sensing and picking up on something.
exactly. And that's what it seemed like. That's what it felt like. And so by that time, when you was contacting me and you text me, you said, "Hey, how you doing?" I said, "Fine." I'm thinking in my mind, I need to call her and talk to her and tell her what's up.
Yeah, yeah,
But I just told you fine because I didn't want to go into details. You're like, oh. And so within them couple days, that's when I started. As soon as you was contacting me, that's when I was feeling her energy, or like she must be doing something or something going on. Cause his
she
attitude
was.
started,
Hmm.
yeah, his attitude started changing. You know what I'm saying? We went from uh being like bunny rabbits in the bed every night to
But you know what? It's some. You
to
know what? It's some stupid people out there. You know that there are some stupid people out there that are trying to say like the actual spiritualists or the witches creating that. Yeah, a witch was creating that, the other woman. I'm the spiritualist. I'm your advocate. I'm your spiritual liaison. So something
uh,
going on with you, somebody throws something at you, and then also you are a student of mine too. I'm gonna pick up on it and I'm gonna contact you.
Right, and you did. And
Hmm.
I mean, immediately when you contact me, it was just happening. It was just
Yeah.
it just hadn't got worse yet. And I
Yeah.
think I ain't let 2 days okay after you contact me, and then finally you rich we call and touch base on the phone. I tell you, well, I told you, I said he here, he came back. He was like, what? He back, like
Yeah.
that. And
Well, I
then
wasn't shocked because I knew that I did, like I said, I did blood magic on that.
right.
So I know.
And
Right.
but soon as I was telling you about it, that's when by the next day he was harsh to me. When I talking,
Yeah.
he was talking mean, and he got to the point like when
See,
like he didn't want to be next to me, and he made it seem like I was the enemy. And
that
come on.
listen, lesson learned. Like as soon as you have manifestation like that, especially with me, because I have more of a personal approach with my clients, it's
Mhm.
important to contact me. But
Mhm.
but that's okay because I like it when you're very independent. You're supposed to be.
Right.
But
I
but
I
mhm,
wish I had did what you said at first, but I was in shock. It wasn't like I was like it wasn't real to me yet. I'm waiting on the like, oh, he just here and he gonna be gone. That's why I didn't
mhm,
say nothing. It wasn't real to me yet. It wasn't real to me yet. Because I've been waiting so long for this, and for him to be coming. I was thinking like, he gonna end back on over there, or going over there, and stuff like this. I really, I'm be honest, I didn't, know what to expect. So I was trying to
right.
let a little time pass before I just open my mouth, and say, because a lot of my people and his people, we didn't tell them. I didn't want nobody to know. You know what I'm saying? And because I
Yeah.
didn't know what was gonna be told, but I forget. Guess what? She found out about me through the rent man. So you can't,
What?
yeah, because the rent man told her my name, who and she realized that I was still in the picture.
You was paying her bills.
Well, actually, he was paying it, but I was using my cash, not cash out, but Zelle to send his rent man the money. But he
Girl,
was
she need
being,
to
but he
she
was,
need to get a that chick need to get a job. You know what I'm saying? Like
mhm.
what's up with her? Like,
Yeah,
you
because she
know,
was she
yeah.
was making him pay all the rent, buy all the food, and which is nothing wrong with that, but she was being mean to him for like how would you say it, like you don't wash his clothes, you know how you take care of your man when he take care of you. She wasn't doing it. She
Yeah.
just had basically had him like he was a slave to her. That's it.
No, what it was, Janella, is that she was she like I said, she a parasite.
Hmm.
Very needy, and my client is very independent. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And she lucky that we didn't do her worse. She lucky
Hmm. Yeah.
because we were very kind-hearted towards her and we didn't have to be. But we
Mm-hmm.
did had to do that reversal of that destruction work, and it was very destructive. It was very destructive. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the worst that I had seen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And um so what I was saying is that it is important to contact when you have manifestation that big. It is
Hmm.
important to contact because what I would have recommended, first of all, is to boost the jars because, like I said, I would have because after he leave, she gonna be on the attack once he leave,
Hmm.
and she's not really understanding. You was temporary. You wasn't meant. You was meant to be in his life for a season, and that's it.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
so what I would, and what makes it work, the reason why it works is because it's meant to be. A lot of people say, well, why she didn't, because I can hear what people thinking, well, why she didn't just let him go because it was meant for her to let him go. No, it wasn't. It wasn't meant for her to, it wasn't meant for my client to let him go.
Mm-mm.
It wasn't never meant for none of this to happen. And that happens. I mean, it was all meant to be on some level and capacity because it happened. But the extra extended long time and long hold music wait, that's what didn't make no sense. That
Right.
didn't make no sense at all. And so what I would have done is I would have recommended to bind her, because we've been doing some pretty powerful bindings. And you still need to do that. And I would suggest that, because
Mm-mm.
you don't want it to turn into a situation to where she's constantly throwing this negative energy at you, and you can't even enjoy your manifestation. And you can't, you know what I'm saying, because now she wants to be the thorn in your ass. And I would definitely recommend my black rose potion for you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I would recommend a binding on her, since she's not letting go easily. And because that black rose potion, you can put that in your mop water. You can simmer it on the stove, because it's a potion. Or if you have a cauldron, you can simmer it in your cauldron. Or either splash it, because and the thing of it is that her stalking shouldn't bother you to the point where it's like, oh, okay, this person's stalking me, so I'm just gonna give up. That's what the karmics are gonna do. And
Mm-hmm.
another thing I would recommend is that four thieves vinegar,
Mm-hmm.
and have him bathe in it sometime.
Mm-hmm.
Or either put a little bit in your mop water and stuff, because she's gonna constantly try, and it's just gonna get on his nerve. He gonna have a headache. He wants to be away from this. So, and that's what I don't do. Like, I never manufacture fake relationships at my company. I
Right.
don't do
Right.
that. And that's on different, because at that moment you was the side chick, kinda. You turned into the main chick to the side
Yeah.
chick.
As I
Okay.
somebody told me that he demoted me.
Right, right. Well, he didn't
he
do it.
yeah, he put me down as the side chick and made her the main chick. And
Mm-hmm.
but we never let each other go. I never let him go. I kept him like we was just close friends, but we was friends first.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so we never stopped seeing. That's why I don't reckon when people be trying to break something up. If it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Right.
yeah, they can use all the magic they want in the world. They can delay something, but they cannot stop it.
Right, right. Yeah, that's what I always say. And I feel like even with that, that's a waste of time, because
Hmm.
even in spirit, I can see that it's a whole other man that she meant to be with.
Right. But
She ain't meant to have your man.
she wanted somebody that see the word around him, he real good hearted, right? And he'll give you his last, he'll take care of you, he do he'll do all that. And the thing when she found out they was looking when they came here, and I guess when she got from wherever she was looking for somebody gonna put a roof over her head, keep a roof over her head. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't about
Mm,
true love to me. And then on
mm-mm,
top of that, because if a person have good sex, that's all they want from you. You know what I'm saying?
mm.
To me, he
It
more
wasn't
than
good.
that
It
to
wasn't
me.
good to him. It wasn't good to him.
You
Mm-mm.
know, check this out.
Yeah.
Even though we have good sexual stuff, but he to
Mm,
me, it was we for a long time when I met him, we didn't have sex, and he took care of me. You know what I'm saying? So our relationship wasn't always about sex. It was more spiritual than anything. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Right.
So,
That's what I'm talking about. It's a difference. So, like, when y'all
mm-mm.
make love, if something ain't right in the spirit, you gonna be able to read him and understand it. See, that's what I'm talking about. You from the South, ain't you? Are you in the South?
Yeah, well, yeah, I raised in the South.
I was gonna say I like the way y'all talk, because she said we got some. She said you said, hold on. I'm trying to think if I can remember exactly what you said. You said we got some good sexual stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
Sexual stuff. That's funny. Anyway,
yeah. But
but it's more so like a true love, like you know what I'm saying, like a mind, body, and spirit connection.
right. It,
Yeah, yeah, because you done discuss your spiritual sexual experiences with him because you was telling me one time you called me, you got upset about something. I ain't gonna put your business out there. You had gotten upset. You said, "Girl, I was doing something to him, and then he popped off real quick." And I was like, "Well, what about me?"
exactly. Being selfish and stuff. And
Mm,
basically our relationship wasn't always based on that. We was more
mm-mm.
like good friends. Like I
Right.
said, and when he met me, he felt like I was the one. Even though we knew we had relationships before then, but he was saying if I wouldn't have had children before, he always felt like me and him would have been, you know, on top of the world.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't end up like that. So
Yeah.
I just still want
Yeah.
to be what was real for me. You know.
Right. Right. My question is, do you feel like in your spirit, because my client is very intuitive and tapped in, do you feel like y'all are gonna like you're gonna be with him forever? Because the thing of it is that, and that's the thing about that love domination work that I did.
Yes, I feel like that we
He,
are going. I always feel like how you say, he's my soulmate. That I'm gonna be with him the rest of my life, and probably even in my next life. Well, I'm a man, or
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
he the woman or something. I still see
yeah,
him in my present, in my past, in my future.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, yep. Well,
and
your story definitely is very inspiring because you'd be surprised at all of the women that are going through that, you know what I'm saying?
mm,
And a lot of the times it'll be a fight because a woman will say, no, I love him, no, I love him, no, I love him. Well, you know what? The proof is in the pudding.
mm-hmm,
And like somebody in the chat room is saying, they can burn all the candles that they want. And I was, I want to say to that, like, and they burning a lot of candles, and we got a lot of candles to burn too if we need to. Because why do
exactly.
they want to disrupt? I feel like you and him are like divine lovers. You create that
Mm-hmm.
balance. Y'all, when y'all make love, it balances the earth, and you got people out there that are on some destructive stuff, and that ain't what we about. You know what I'm saying? Like, we done already been through the destruction.
Right, right.
We done already been through that. Now it's time to manifest that paradise instead of a false paradox. Okay, so you
Right.
got my 100% support. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people would have gave up a long time ago. And that,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying? And it's not desperation. Like, what's up with that?
I don't know, but I do. I realize who I am, divine feminine, and I said in divine feminine. I was not going when I realized who I am and who
Hmm.
I came to this earth for. I was like, I'm not gonna give up. Why should I give up on something that just
And
because
he's your
that's what the
divine
enemy.
masculine, you know?
Yeah, yeah, that's what the enemy want. We're gonna always keep us in a low vibration. So I was like, I'm gonna keep on hold on, fighting, do whatever, to hold on to my man, be with the one I want to be
Hmm.
with. You know what I'm saying? Not letting nobody else come in my life dictating, taking away something, you know what I'm saying, that does not belong to them. And see, if I wouldn't have recognized or know what they were doing and allow it to
Hmm.
happen,
Hmm.
things like that. But something telling me something ain't right. Keep on fighting, keep on, holding on. It gonna come to. Yeah, there was time when I had in my mind like give up. But one side of me, when I come, like no, she doing something to manipulate this. You know what I'm saying? She's sending
Right.
something over here to have me think like this and have him thinking like, that, you know.
And she naturally, like I said, she a Cancer. She naturally got that, that thing to where it'll make you feel that paranoia because I'm a Cancer and sometimes I tear myself up with my own paranoia.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But and she was creating that for y'all.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? And I damn it, I was gonna say something, but I forgot it's gonna come back to me. But you know who you want to be with. And
Exactly.
he knew who he wanted to be with because right when he left her, he came straight over to you.
Right. Right. And he told me, he here because he had feeling. It was just some when she did what she did. He wouldn't make a move at first because he didn't know why he couldn't make no move. He just kept saying he was wanted to stay to see something. He wanted to catch her or do something. He
Yeah,
knew something wasn't right, but he didn't know why. But it was her being manipulated and holding him over there, you know.
yeah.
But we
And he
never
did,
stopped.
here's the thing about it. You are like his angel. If it were not for the work that you got, and that's why I said witchcraft is very important and it's valid. Because if it wasn't meant for y'all to be together, it don't matter if he did that love, if we had that love domination jar or not, he wouldn't have
He wouldn't
came
have.
there.
He wouldn't have
So a
came
lot of
there.
people, you know what I'm saying? That, and I think
Mhm.
that's a big debate that's going on right now to where like,
Mhm.
because because if it's not meant to be at that time or either ever, it don't matter because he came back and we hadn't done no boosters on his jar. It manifested. But see, while I was doing your ritual,
Mhm.
I saw it happen. Exactly the way that you said that it happened, I saw it happen that way. And
Yeah.
and and
Yeah.
that was me using my foresight.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know what she gonna do.
I don't need him, but
I don't know what that chick gonna do because she gonna have to find somebody that's for her because spirit has already spoken.
from what he told me though that she be talking to other men
Mm,
or it's like somebody a man came over one time while he was there and the
mm.
brother a friend, they said an old friend and stuff like that. It was stuff going on that he did not like, you know what I'm saying? So it was like people, she had other relationships she hadn't even let go.
You know
Like I,
what I'm picking up on? She one of them type of people that's never satisfied and like um she just wanted him because he belonged to somebody else. And that's
exactly.
all it is to it. Almost
But
like,
that was
yeah.
the vibe she gave me the day I seen her on FaceTime. Like I can take him. They
Hmm.
was not talking. They was looking at me and staring at me and her and her mother was sizing me up. And she wasn't saying nothing. I wasn't saying nothing. We just looking at each other on FaceTime. And I was thinking in my head, she is sizing me up. For one thing, by her being another race, she
And
looking at me
and you
like
know what,
she
they was energy harvesting too. They were energy harvesting. Hmm.
yeah. And I said to myself, and then she just hung the phone up, hung FaceTime and blocked me. I did
That's
something to
why I
her.
said, when a man
Mm-hmm.
does what he did, when he because that's why people wanted to break y'all up because he told people, he said, I love her. This is who I love.
Exact. Yes,
And
he
then
did.
people will
He was
instantly,
bragging on.
I don't know what's wrong with people. When people hear that, especially some of these karmic women, they'll hear that, they'll see and they'll feel the love, and he'll obviously be in love, and then all of a sudden they want to throw obstacles in there. You know what I'm saying? And for
Mm,
me, I I don't even get stressed out because of it. I deal with it all the time.
yeah, that it was
I don't,
like
yeah.
he was bragging on me. It was like it was too because some of his friends was trying to talk to me, and then they tried to
Hmm.
they didn't feel like he deserved nothing good, and
Right.
and so when they couldn't get me, when they couldn't work on me by talking about him, then they started talking about me to him. You know what I'm saying? By him being a man, him and his friends, and another race and stuff. He was strong man about that. He kept me in the loop, but it's like, but he was almost trying to listen to them at the same time because he was always like, "That's his people, his people, his people." And I kept telling him, "Just call them your people. They don't mean they for you and stuff like that." They all
Yeah.
were jealous of him and stuff like that. So we had a whole lot of things come against our relationship, and it was
Yeah.
like I was trying to let him know as a black people, as a black woman, that everybody, you know, ain't what you think it is. You know what I'm saying? It's still good people out here. That's what I was trying to give him that example of, and show him. Because he was in their race, they were like, "All black people bad, black people this." Because when they come in this country, they are immediately thinking that we are bad people because that's what they are told. You know what I'm saying? We don't mean
Right.
nothing. We don't
Right.
want to
Yeah.
work. We don't I'm saying? We don't want to work and we lazy people and all that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
so we come to this world my thought was, I come to this world to set an example.
Yeah.
Divine. And just because I'm black, your soulmate can be anybody out there. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter what race it can be. It can be a white person. It can be whatever. That's the way I look at it. I may
Yeah.
be
And
wrong.
why settle for less?
Hmm. I just wanted to
And
get
yeah, but you
where.
know what I was gonna say is that there is an actual Wikipedia instruction. You can look it up, how to break up a couple. And some people know how to break up couples even without spiritual work. And basically what they do is they come to that person, they put doubt in them, they come to you, they put doubt in you, and the
Yeah,
next thing you know, the couple is fighting.
yeah.
And and people can be very manipulative like that. It sucks.
I
It
mean, cause
does. It
when
sucks.
and that's exactly how it happened. Cause when we met, it was like we weren't even sexual or nothing like that. He was one who just wanted to help me out. Cause at that time I was homeless and stuff like that, and he offered me a place for me and my
Hmm.
son, and he paid the bills the whole year. Every you
I
know.
know that's right. And that was before you had ever got work done on him, huh?
Yeah, I never get. We one none of that. All that came later. It just like uh when his friends and stuff started trying to come in and separate us because they first was trying to talk to me, and for some reason because they said he took all the women or something like that, and then
What?
yeah, they was like his really
They was
best
trying to
friends.
get revenge. Wow.
Yeah, his best friends that he thought was his friend was talking behind his back, literally talking behind his back, and then at the same time, what he was trying to tell me, they was talking about me behind his back. The same people was talking about
Oh, you
me.
know what, Jay? What happened with that friend though? What happened with him? Because remember, we had put like a bunch of people in that anti mind control jar.
He's still around. He's still. They ain't as close, but he's still. communicate with them, and
Mm,
I don't know. Do he know? Had he told him that we back together or not? I don't even know yet. We hadn't exposed that to everybody yet.
mm, mm, mm.
But one of his friends know because his one of his friends I spoke just yesterday, and I said, "Tell him." I said, "Hey." He said, "Hey, tell her." I said, "Hey," and I love because everybody know. He told him that he was back with me. He said, "Good, because Jay wanted you. Jay been looking for you the whole time." And
Well, yeah, he
so,
better accept it and he better not do it
mm,
again because we didn't do no like black
this not
magic on him. We just did the, you know what I'm saying?
now
Like,
this a
because your friends, hey, listen, when it comes to love,
mm,
your friends will try to control you. I was talking to the
mm,
divine masculines about this. Okay. And
mm,
so, but like me and you, we always on the same page. Would you have a friend around you that's constantly trying to tell you not to love your man? Like, girl, that's my man. What the hell? I don't understand.
mm.
Girl, I don't hang around with women like that.
I had to eliminate a lady like that because she told me that
Hmm.
she was praying. What happened was all the years she never been married. When she did get married, she told me one day, uh, I'm praying. I don't see you with him. I'm praying. Me and my husband praying that you find somebody else. And I was like,
Hmm.
I turned. She turned me off from her for that because I'm like, why would you pray? I don't know why I was so mad at her, but I just cut her out because I didn't feel like that was right. Why would you pray
She
against?
was trying to tell you that, and that's why I said I've always, I have friends. I consider my clients to be my friends because a lot of the times, you know what I'm saying, we could be going through similar situations, but like I never felt comfortable with women that were man haters because it's
Mm,
like who am I going to make love to if I don't have no man? Like that I don't understand this that like and so I don't feel comfortable with friends like that are constantly just you know what I'm saying trying to drive a wedge and
mm.
if you a friend of mine you expect me to put our friendship
It's
before my man what
mm-hmm. I was you.
no
It made me think about that song. I forgot the name of it. She was talking about how uh damn, what's her name? She was talking about how when back in the day when women didn't try to separate you from the man, they'll just bring they'll come and they'll tell you, he gonna be all right. They'll try to keep y'all together. You know what I'm saying?
yeah
Women back in the day would come over with food and stuff like that, like when you into it with your man or something like
yeah
that. Said
you know what
but
it's a lot
today,
of demons out there
yeah,
it's a lot of evil out there
and
a lot
today
because
they
yeah
try to
because y'all had to go
separate you.
through
Uh-huh.
right y'all had to go through a lot to come together and once you came together and worked all that out then that's when you
Yeah.
gotta yeah like it seemed like all these people they want to keep you you know what I'm saying they want to keep you mad at each other want to remind you
Mm-hmm.
and see that's another thing what did I
And look,
tell you about black what I tell you about like that baneful magic like that destructive energy it'll
right.
create all kind of false negative scenarios it will to where this is the person that you love and then y'all fighting like what are we
Exactly.
fighting for
And
it's usually a negative spirit and I really wish that more men would listen
mm-hmm.
because like you said you know what I'm saying he when you try to tell him like we like I love you we supposed to be together somebody doing work on you and he didn't want to accept it but it
No.
just is what it is
Jamila, it wasn't just that. The friendships that I had, like I had this other friend
Uh-oh, she got disconnected. She'll come back. Yeah, until she comes back, let me talk about this real quick. Like when it comes to black magic, all kind of stuff can happen. And what I want to tell you ladies is that when somebody throws black magic, all kinds of crazy stuff can happen. Y'all can be fighting. Y'all be sitting there calling each other bitches and he always come because certain energies is meant to do certain stuff. So he'll either be convinced that you don't care about him, or he'll be convinced, and it seems real, but it's not. What's real is what's in your heart. That's what's real. All that other external stuff, oh yeah, man, she might have cheated on you, or this chick over here got big titties, and really, to be honest with you, it don't matter how big the titties are, what the titties look like. If it's love at the end of the day. And that's why I wanted her to come and speak about her story, because her story is so important. Everybody got an ideal of love. So if you a man, your friends will try to convince you that, your woman that's with you, she ain't supposed to have no stretch marks or whatever. Or you know what I'm saying? Or whatever it is that spirit is trying to tell you. And like, if this the person that you love, that you think about all the time, you just want to be next to them or talk to them, and that negative spirit comes in and tells you something different. And I've seen it. It ripped my it I believe that it ripped my parents apart, and it created all kind of fuck shit in my life, even still to this day, and I'm fighting it. I'm fighting it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a trip. It just creates all kind of fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? And like perversions and weirdness. And my mother actually passed away last year. My father is still alive, but you know what I'm saying? I feel like my parents fucked up because they dropped the ball. Like, you know what I'm saying? And they both kind of became bitter and took it out on me, because it's always and I ain't even saying that, because there's some cases, like for example, I got my older children are 19 and 20, my daughters, and like their father, it was difficult because we had two children together, but we wasn't meant to be together. And I wasn't, me being the who I am, I wasn't gonna hold on to it. He held on for a little while to me, and it was some other factors that was mixed into that. But just because I had kids with my daughter's father don't mean that me and him belong together. And so every situation can be different, and it can be a lot of confusion. Like, for example, if somebody's throwing breakup work, or either they trying to manipulate your relationship and y'all fighting and arguing and y'all out of control, what can happen is that, that spirit, that lying trickster spirit, will have you thinking that all this stress and pain and anguish is caused by this person that you actually meant to be with, but it can be caused by other people. Cause I've seen, I done did a lot of readings for a lot of different people. And sometimes those spirits can be attached to the woman. So the man will pick up on it. He'll be like, I got to get away from you or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He'll still want to come back around you, but that spirit will be tearing both of y'all down. And y'all got to understand that those spirits are not as powerful as your love. So it's just weird. And a lot of you men, y'all got to understand that, like, that negative spirit is going to attack the man first. So, and what I don't know what happened to her. She ain't came back on the stream. Maybe her battery might have died or something. I'm gonna wrap this up anyway, you guys, because I could sit and talk about this for a long time. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe. I'm happy that I was able to get her on here and speak her real true testimonial about me, because I don't feel that because my client is older than me. So I didn't create the love that's in her life. I didn't create that original love between her and that man. What I did was I standed my ground and was a warrior for her, helped her fight all this sickness and destruction and death that came into her life. And I was able to, manifest, banishing all of that negative stuff that separated her. So it's not like I'm doing nothing fake. It's not fake. You know what I'm saying? By any means at all. And because you can manufacture a relationship with magic, and that don't mean that it's real, because I make things real all the time. But in some cases, it's meant for people to get back together and stay together, even if they had problems or whatever the situation is. You know what I'm saying? And it's not about winning, because where you gonna win is where your heart is at. Where is the heart at? And the woman usually calls that down, because my client wasn't gonna rest until things was right. You know what I'm saying? Because she's an empress, she's a mother, and she just wasn't gonna let that go down. So anyway, y'all, I gotta go. I hope that this has inspired a lot of my clients, and then other people that are going through it, where that negative spirit, it got you beat down. That negative spirit got you beat down to the point where you are separated from somebody that you love. And some of y'all I can sense that a lot of y'all have been separated for a year or longer. You keep thinking about that person. Does that mean that you necessarily belong with that person? I can tell you that your spirits will let you know. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll let you know. And ultimately it's your decision, because I think that people can have a couple of different, roads or paths that they want to pick. I personally feel that the spiritual path is the best, because that way you ain't got something controlling you. It's not that you have to constantly but right now, it's a lot of spiritual warfare going on. But the ultimate goal is to help those that need the help. But at the same time, like I said, I gotta hold probably another 6 months to a year, maybe, fighting this other chick in spirit, because, but at the same time, I do the work, and we live life. And so that's what I wanted y'all to get from this interview, a testimonial. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys later. Okay. Blessed be.